If you've ever heard of the philosophy of Stoicism, you would have heard of the quote by Seneca that goes, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." And also, life is long enough for the highest achievements if time was well invested. So we all know we should be using our time wisely. In this video, I'm going to reveal to you how Seneca recommends that you invest your time. And this is a philosophy I've been living for 2 years. So we're going to combine ancient philosophy with modern daily living. So Seneca begins the essay by just talking about the importance of time, and this is something quite subtle, but I really think it reflects how well Seneca knows human psychology. So when I was at school, there would be the rich kids that would get their phones and they would throw them up in the air and they would catch them. And then they would throw them higher and higher and higher until inevitably someone would drop it, the phone would land on the floor, and it would crack. The point being, because these rich kids knew that their parents would just buy them a new phone, they didn't know that their phone was valuable, so they didn't treat it as valuable. And that applies to time. If you know that time is valuable, you're more likely to treat it with care and respect and actually use it wisely. So here are 3 reasons why time is valuable, and just by understanding this, you're going to start to use your time wiser. Then, after that, I will get more into how Seneca recommends you invest your time. First of all, time is limited. Seneca always says that as humans, we live as if we're going to live forever. He says, and to quote him, he says, "Human frailty never enters our mind." We forget the fact that we're mortal and that we're going to die at some point, and we just keep on living as if we're going to live forever. Second of all, once time is gone, you can never get it back. If you spend 2 months procrastinating and not making progress, that's essentially 2 months of your life where you were dead. You've got nothing to show for it, and the worst thing is you can never get that back. Third of all, you don't have as much time as you think. It's a common human tendency to think that the past equals the future. So, because all we know in our past is life, we can't remember being dead, we assume that the future is going to be like that as well. We assume that just because we've lived in the past, it means that we're going to live forever in the future. And although logically we know that's false, emotionally that's the way we live our life, and that's why we waste so much time. After addressing the importance of time, Seneca then goes on to address what you should not be spending your time on. So I'll go over that, then I'll finish with how you should be spending your time. So Seneca, to quote him again, says that we shouldn't spend our time on soft, careless living, and we shouldn't waste our time on heedless luxury with a non-worthwhile pursuit. So what I think he's referring to here is dopamine, things that feel good in the moment. And that's obviously a problem nowadays where it's easy to spend 6 hours gaming, and that's something that would be my daily habit. But it's crazy to think that 2,000 years ago this was a problem that they suffered as well. Although I imagine that in their heedless luxury there was a lot more orgies than we have at the moment. And whenever I bring up the argument of gaming as a negative thing, there's always people that comment in the videos and they say, well, I enjoy gaming. Well, that's great. I used to enjoy gaming at the moment too. But the point being, it's one of those things that feel good in the moment that don't give you benefits in the future, unless you're going to become a professional. I believe in living through experience, when you take on more responsibility in your life, things get better. Responsibility brings meaning. So by taking tasks on, by bearing a heavier load, as Jordan Peterson would call it, you get more meaning and you're able to go through life with a worthwhile pursuit, as Seneca would call it. So what Seneca's saying is, stop doing so many things that feel good in the moment, find worthwhile, hard things that bring responsibility and give your life meaning. And it's funny, whenever I talk about this, literally my watch time decreases. People actively click off of a video when I talk about doing hard things. So I'm not saying this to you for selfish reasons. If I was going to be selfish, I would ignore this so I could get more views on the video. It's just something that needs to be said. Seneca then goes on to give you a complete blueprint for living your life. He says that so many people either don't have any goal at all, don't have any pursuit in their life, or they quickly jump between their goals because they haven't found that meaningful one. So the very first step, as Seneca says literally in his essay on the shortness of time, he says that the very first step is to find that meaningful pursuit. And then Seneca said that when money is given to a poor manager, it is wasted. When money is given to a careful guardian, it grows. Life offers plenty to the person who maps it out well. So what Seneca's saying is, once you've got that end goal, find a way to reverse engineer it. Work backwards from that to figure out what you can be doing today that will get you closer towards that end goal. And that's a complete blueprint. First of all, find out what you want to get. Second of all, reverse engineer that so that you now know what you need to do today to get you towards that end goal. This is something I spent months and months and months researching, and I've put every single step-by-step formula that you need to get that, to get the end goal and to reverse engineer it. But the purpose is simple. Find that end goal and then reverse engineer it. Don't spend so much time on heedless luxury and things that feel good in the moment, and remember of the importance of time, and everything will follow from that. If you agree with those points, then click the like button on this video. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.